What's up, everybody? Welcome to Other Space FM. I'm Jason the Ape.
And I'm Nana.
Now let's get into it. It's day 19 of HV-MTL Forge live gameplay. Only, 3 days left in the season, Sean, for season one?
Yeah, man. Been streaming every single day. So 3 more days of streaming. And maybe we'll take a little break and create some more content based off of some videos we can produce. So
Yeah, we got to
but
touch
dude,
on.
what a journey, man. What a journey.
It's been fun, man. But we got a lot of other stuff to talk about. 10KTF season 2 loadouts went out today. Legends of Mara's on the horizon. So we'll be covering that soon. But today we got a homie from the community. We got Tamu hanging out. Welcome, Tamu. How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
What up? What up? GM, everyone.
What's up, Tom Moo? It's good to see you. Good to have you here. You don't make your way to spaces very much, as you say, but you know what? I see you everywhere, man. You're in the comments of all of our videos. You've been tapping in. Really, really appreciate you going through this. So just supporting, being a part of the community, coming in the Discord, asking questions. You've been killing it, dude.
Well, much love. I am a huge Yuga Maxi and Ape fucking lover. I love all you guys. Yeah, work kind of keeps me away from being able to speak up and like talk on spaces or like go to Discord and stuff like that. But I definitely lurk and listen and take notes on all of those legends of the Mara and all of that stuff, man. I love it.
I love that there's so many people who say they lurk, in Discord and Twitter. That's okay. That's still participation. You're in there with us and part of the community. So, just like all the other guests we've had, we wanted to continue to have guests from the community come on and talk about their heavy metal builds and their experience. So, man, this has been 19 days of grinding on this game. What do you think so far of heavy metal? What's your opinion of heavy metal? Just out of curiosity, with so much time put in so far.
Oh my God. So I've played this game every single day. Every single day. I love it. I have a whole routine. I wake up, I like vote on some people, and I'm not a gamer. I think the last game that I was religiously playing like hardcore was probably like Mortal Kombat back in the day, or there was a game
Oh
called like
shit.
Twisted Metal. Like I used to
Yeah.
love like driving around in that ice cream truck. So like I'm kind of like not into the games as much as I'd like. However, this game has totally hooked me. I'm addicted. Um, I've learned that I'm not gonna win the game. Like I've accepted that. Like it's all good. Like I want to just see my heavies evolve. I want to see what they turn out to be like after all these weeks are done. So
Tamu,
uh,
when you say win the game, how do you define winning in this?
Oh, defining winning for me, that's a great question. For me, it's the energy cap. So I am trying, I thought I would be able to get to 15 million energy cap. I don't think I'm going to get there. So, like right now, I'm trying to get to 10 million before all is up. I don't know if that's even possible. I'm not trying to buy gears and trying to spend ape coin. I just want to play the game, put some cool objects on my forge and see where it takes me, you know?
And I like that you got a full Lamborghini, but not lined up, artistically laid out.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah.
need to get to the design aspect, you guys. Like day 19, this is what we got still.
The same thing as
It's the same shit.
day two.
Yeah, these are all 17. The energy farming
But
strategy
this has to
works.
be a newer one, right?
Yeah, these are the newer ones. This is the oldest one of the older ones. I've given up on cleaning the oils. I don't care to do it anymore.
Okay, that's nice.
This one is the most effort, but still, a lot of the same. This Reaver, all these tiles are level 17, so I'm going to upgrade these portals. But this is the very first one I made, and this is where I screwed up by opening this right away. So, it's been a learn, man. And if I could do it again, I would do this and then move a lot quicker. But I'm just starting to open the third portals for just some of them now, So,
Yeah.
Sean,
So what are you doing about that? Like, are you going to go to 60 and then break it down, or are you going to go to 90? That seems to be a decision a lot of people are having to make now as
I'm gonna
they, venture out to that third portal. Are
I'm
they
gonna
just
go.
going to go to number 4 and just build that 90?
I am, because I don't want to use gears, and they already take a really long time. Like on one of mine, I'm on maybe the 45th tile, and they're like 45 minutes a tile now. So, or like an hour. So I don't really want to do that twice. You know what I mean? And I don't want to have to pay anything to play. So I'm just gonna build out 90. And also, this may sound foolish, but like I've given up on the artistic design. I've just started laying out tiles, just like in anywhere. You know what I mean? And like, just I don't care. I'm just like I'm trying to get the portals open. And
Yeah.
I figure I'll put objects on top of it. It's like, I'll put a carpet over it. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
Oh man. Well, that's hard for me, man, cuz
I know
like
it. I gave up.
I need to have like some sort of order. I just recently activated this third portal
Oh
and
wow.
broke down the rest of the tiles. So now I'm just maxing up some of these tiles right here so I can get my average tile level up. It's at 11.26 with 3 portals open. So, if I just pretty much just get these tiles up to level 16, I think I'm going to be in a good place to upgrade this a few times and then make my way over to this portal. But I am taking a different approach with this one. Um, this one, as you can see, I activated portal number 3, but instead of breaking down all the tiles like I did before, I may actually just continue to build this out. And so that's where like both this celestial and this celestial are in contention for an epic right now. And I'm going to take 2 different approaches just to see how it fares out. Because, if I continue to build this out, it's going to take a long time, but, I'll eventually get to that 90 piece and unlock this. But I may be able to get way more energy up front with this method. And so I'm hoping between the 2 heavies I can really balance that out. And then I have a third heavy where I'm going to go I'm just now upgrading this and I already broke, or I'm about to break down all of these. Just because that was the intention.
Right.
Look at it. It's just like
Just like
quilt.
Jason's build.
It's a quilt. Yeah, where you don't even care. It's like a patch quilt, as the adjudicator had kind of pointed out. But yeah, all this is gonna go once I'm done upgrading this. I figure I could upgrade immediately. But other than that, yeah, the rest, I have a few that I'm helping some friends out for free, and just essentially energy farming for them so that I can increase that forge capacity. So I'm making good progress on that. Some 500Ks right here, 605K, almost done kind of getting these tiles leveled up. But it's definitely been a grind going through each one of these, right? Just to upgrade the portals, break shit down. But it's manageable. It's manageable. I'm
How
having
many are
fun.
you doing? How many
Total?
are you? Yeah, how many are you doing?
Total 16.
Is that like the number? Is 16? I've heard like 15, 16 is like the good cutoff before it's like, oh my god,
Honestly,
it's too money.
I put out a tweet just saying like, hey, you know what? If anyone is not playing Heavy Metal Forge and they want to delegate their heavy to me, I'm happy to play for them for free in exchange for some of the voting power.
That's awesome.
So yeah, essentially my goal is to each person that I'm playing for, and I got 3 people. One of them has 2 heavies, one of them has 4, and one has like 6 or 7. And so my goal is to increase their energy capacity. Hopefully by the end of the season, they'll all be over 1 million mark. But also all of them are in contention now to get an uncommon amp.
And
So whereas
so
all of
far, that
them
only takes
were,
like what, like 1 or 2 votes total?
yeah, 15 to 18 points a day.
Yeah.
I on a few of them, I'm trying to go for like 18 points a day, but it's kind of hard to break that rare so late
Mhm.
into the delegation. Had I been delegated all of this like from the jump, I think it would have been a different strategy. But
Sure.
right now, it's also setting the right expectations. Like, yo, I, there's no way I can grind for a legendary. You know what I mean? And
Right.
speaking of that, for me, it was like a few days ago, maybe even a week ago, where I had to like swallow my pride and just be like, I'm not going to be able to get a legendary.
Yeah,
You
I
know
had
what I
that
mean?
too.
And
Yeah,
so
totally.
that mindset, just swallowing that pride and just settling for an epic, it actually allowed me to figure out a strategy to where I have more balance between some of the other heavies. So Jason, I want you to be able to talk about that
Yeah.
because you've been running for a legendary, and I want you to tell us how that experience is.
It's been a nightmare. It's been like, no, it's super hard. So like,
Oh shit.
to be honest with you, I started off with just my 4 that I owned. 4 heavies that I owned, right? And first day got super lucky and the community got me to 40 votes. Like just really cool. And that put me high in the rankings day 1. And all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I didn't give any votes to any of my 3 other heavies, so I delegated votes to that the next day and didn't tend to the number 1, right? But every other day since that, I've gotten more and more votes to the point where I was sitting comfortably in like the 70th range for a long time, and you only have to get into the top 133 to get a legendary amp, right? And so the other day I was 81, yesterday I was 84. It reset today and I'm all the way down to 98th. So in one day I had the most votes I'd ever had, which was over 100. I had 104 votes and I went down 14 places.
Oh,
Um
damn.
so now there's
A little
2 days.
disheartened, huh?
Yeah, bro. There's
Ugh.
2 days, 18 hours left, and my Reaver 594 right there is sitting tied with a bunch of people, and other Frosties hit me with this stat on Twitter that says basically on average every day, people are going up 26 points, and I'm only getting 24 points no matter how many votes I put in because I can't break into the top 50. And so
What do you
basically that
mean 26 points?
I didn't understand
What do
that
you
either,
mean?
but that he said on average, that's how much people are going up every day.
Oh, I guess on average, because
Right.
you can't get a 26-point
Right.
day.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's like you get 24 points or 30 points basically. And 50th is the cutoff for 30th for 30 points. So
Fuck. Interesting.
every day, like I thought I was going to go
Yeah,
down
getting a
4
top
or
50
5. Yeah. Like I thought I was going to go down 4 or 5 points a day. I thought based on that, I'm going to sneak in.
or
But
ranks.
yesterday, yeah, ranking points. Yesterday to get 104 votes, literally the most I'd ever gotten. Didn't matter. It still got me 24 points. And
Wow.
I dropped down 14 votes simultaneously. So now I'm 98th and there's 3 voting days left. So I am just praying.
Those days couldn't go quicker.
Bro, that's why like it's gonna be painful on the live stream the next few days because you guys are gonna see me be emotional. Because
Oh man.
no, like to be honest, I'm joking, but like to be honest with you, it's one of those things where it's like this is how does this feel? This is how it feels when it's just like one person grinding versus stepping up to the people at the top where you realize it's a team. You're going against an army in some capacities, right? So
Totally.
that's why we start to grow our own army in a sense with other Space FM community where at least we have that. Like I thought it was really sweet of some people to say like, "Hey, well, I'm where like Sean said, I know where I'm going. As long as I get this many points, I have extra votes." They're like, "We'll just throw you whatever we can and see if we get you in top 50." You know, only 2 or 3 people, but still a nice gesture. You know what I mean? And thinking like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and grind. I'm gonna guess that every day I'll have over 100 votes the next 3 days and just hope that other people give up.
I think
Oh,
they're gonna be
Jay, I
motivated.
feel for you, man. I'm sensing the frustration. I'm sensing the anxiety, but you got
Like,
this, man.
don't get me wrong, it's gonna be nice to have an epic, right? I'll be stoked
Hell
if I get
yeah.
it,
You're gonna
but
get this legendary. You got it, bro.
Yeah.
it's more one of those things where it's like we put in time, you know what I mean? And not to say other
Totally.
people haven't put in time either, and not to dismiss anyone's effort, but damn, 19 days of playing this game for a ridiculous amount of hours straight, and then slipping out of that just feels like the wind out of my sails. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you
And
know what?
so
Go ahead, Tamu.
so tell me this, Jason. Are you also like leveraging your votes to that one heavy as well? Is
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
the
So
idea?
so right now I'm managing 14 heavies, and so I vote for myself every day. I trade votes with some homies, and then I go in the Discord and do trade vote for votes. So I
Awesome,
ended up
awesome.
like doing all of that, end up with, you know, more and more votes every day as my energy grows every day as well.
So I had a question because it was like my whole thing was I wanted to get one. I have two heavies, and I wanted to get one of them as high as possible. So I started to like focus on, oh, let me get those votes to this particular heavy, and then I realized I wasn't really getting a lot of votes in the beginning to like for it to matter. I was still like only getting 20, and then my second one was giving 18, and then it's like, oh, now it's 15 and 20. So I gave up on like sending everything to one so I can kind of get as much
Yeah,
of for both of them. Like maybe I can get two rares or maybe I can get two uncommons. And I feel like the higher you go, you're almost sacrificing that option on these other heavies. And it's like at
yeah,
what point is I know somebody, one of these apes or somebody is going to do the math and tell us in the next couple days like if this is where you're at, you're not getting an epic, you're not getting a legendary, you're not getting a rare, so that
Yeah.
we can kind of do the math and be able to determine like okay, if that's the case, then let me just focus in and throw love to these heavies,
yeah.
or that type of, you know what I mean? I don't know
That's
if
where I'm
have you
at.
guys heard that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have these discussions almost every day, to be honest with you, in the Discord. Like, I'm at a position where if I'm looking at, let's see, let me pull up my owl, my celestial.
Mhm.
So seasonally ranked, I'm 255th place. I'll switch over to my stream real quick. I'm 255th place in the season. My goal is to get top 1000. With a few days left, I don't think I'm going to be able to get legendary. And if I end with at least 20 points a day instead of 24, I should still be in the top 1000.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of where it's like, okay, well, then maybe I can allocate some of these votes to stick with the 20-point range and maybe funnel them over to this heavy, which which I started late, but it's currently in contention for the rare. Like, I don't know. Maybe I can get a shot at epic if I'm able to get 24 points here on out, but it's going to be a tough call. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it
totally.
gives me like confidence where, hey, let me try 20 points. I know I'm going to drop some ranks, but I still may very well be in the top 1000. And
Yeah.
as long as I'm in the top 1000, I'm good. So
Mhm.
I can shave off some of those votes and allocate it toward another one. And so that was kind of my play on that.
That's awesome. That's kind of like how I'm going. This is the game to me. When you know that you're not going to get like if it's not about amps, it's like how can we like play a game where it's time consuming to like watch 8 minutes left, 50 minutes left, but it's another thing to be able to determine like okay, if I give 11 votes over here, that's probably going to get to 20, maybe 18, and then I can get 6 votes over here, that'll give me maybe out of 15, but maybe 18 points. I don't know. Like I've never gone over 20 points. Crazy it sounds, but I don't even know what it would take to get to 24 points. What's the average number of votes for
I,
24 points?
I want to say right now it's like 40-ish.
40 points. What a difference.
Yes,
Holy
it could
shit.
be. It could be. Yesterday, that's what I was hearing. It's like, yo, 40 to stay safe, but I got 35 points at the end of the day and still was able to secure 24 points.
You
So
got 35 votes.
35 votes by the end of the day and was still able to secure 34 points. But it was going up like from 25 to 27 to 30 to 31 and 32 earlier this week. And so, I think around between like 33 to 35 is almost like that cutoff. So you always want to pad a little bit extra just to make sure. And I think like having plus 40 is, to me, like that's probably a good day where I can end with 24 points.
See, like I did the opposite. Like I heard everyone doing the balancing, right? Like I heard it, I understood it, it totally makes sense. But part of me was like, I'm still gonna jam all my votes in there because I saw how many people were getting ties, and I thought, maybe the vote count
Good point.
plays somehow, or maybe the time to a vote metric mattered somehow. So like today, right now, I'm currently 79th with 36 votes. And I haven't even really done any of my voting yet. So like I still have to get that in, and that's going to take another probably hour to sit down and do, because I haven't planned out with a ton of people obvious trades, right? Because that's just, I don't know, it's just not something that I've done, right? So now it's like you got to search for the votes, you got to do that thing, and that's like Tommy said, like that's part of the game in between the building is
Totally.
this whole other part, this whole other dynamic. So I don't know. Now I'm trying to figure out what the best thing is, because I also have this Reaver that's in contention for a rare amp, and I don't
Oh,
think I can get up
nice.
to an epic there. So
You're
now,
1487.
yeah,
If you can't do it, then I definitely can't do it because
I just realized I can't do it.
my shit is 25, 2,593rd place. So,
and you're still getting a rare.
and I'm still getting rare, but
Nice.
I'm going to push votes to this today. Like
Yeah,
that's my goal. Is like, hey, bring my 24-point secure for my main to 20, still be in the top 1,000, and then start funneling some votes over here to help this little dude get plus 24.
yeah.
And hopefully just end the season a little bit stronger. If I can, if I can stay good with the first two epics and just maintain the epic, my goal right now is to give this one last push for this third heavy to go from rare to epic and see how close I can get. So
Yeah. What do you got going on, Tamu? Where are you at? 1702 in the
Yes.
middle.
Yeah, I'm like, I just want to be able to get the rare. I'm hoping to get that. Again, I've been going back and forth with my other guy, but now that I've realized I had no idea to get to 24 points with so many votes. I honestly thought it was like, oh, maybe if I get to 16 votes or 17 votes, that'll push me over. But now I feel like, oh man, I should just keep balancing both my guys out so that they have a higher amp.
I probably should do the same, but I'm afraid to stop.
well,
Oh well,
I
you
think
got a
that's
goal. We want to get you legendary. I'm gonna start
yeah.
extra voting you.
I can appreciate the push. Jason, it's kind of cool. We can look back at all of these videos as well and just be like, look at the route that Jason took, look at the route that Nana took, look at the route that Tamu took. Each one of us kind of played this a little bit differently. And so time will only tell to just be able to go back and see like, okay, what would we have done differently? I can't wait for like a season one, like recap, but also just at the end of this game, kind of learning from it and seeing what are some of the lessons that we took away that may actually relate to whatever the next activation is, because
Totally.
these characters are going to continue to evolve and then hopefully have some really great utility in things outside of Heavy Metal Forge or whatever this arena is going to look like. But even after that, right? Possibly on the other side. So good luck to everyone just doing their thing. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to go about it, but there certainly will be more effective and least effective ways, and we'll see how that ends up turning out. Like we have to make some bold decisions
Yeah.
in this, you
This is
know.
decision time now in the last 3 days.
Yeah, but I think the other thing that's important is just learning how much, like you said, Jason, like you claimed, oh, I'm not a big gamer. Tamu, you mentioned it yourself as well. I love games. I feel like it's a passion of mine, but for the last few years, I've been more so focused on building other things, creating other things. And games has been always a great pastime. I definitely got more involved into like back into gaming whenever there's racing simulations or Call of Duty, Warzone, FIFA. Those are my types of games. So going into like Web3 gaming, it's all like, how do I actually balance my time invested into all of this? And that's a big lesson for me. It's just knowing how much time can I actually dedicate to where it's increasing my quality of life and not decreasing it. And I think that's important to kind of understand, as much as how, no matter how much I want to get a legendary or an epic amp, you know what I mean? That this should be fun. It should be increasing my quality of life.
And I think that's kind of the frustration of the legendary amp going to epic for me, and why, earlier when I told someone, they said, "Oh, like, so sorry to hear it," because really it's only a problem to me. But the reality
Mm,
is, the way that we look at it from an income perspective, I was hoping to acquire a legendary for the value it would have based on a certain amount of days of work, in a sense, right? So earlier I saw on Twitter, Gabe posted that he'll pay 2 ether right now for any legendary that someone has. Boom, floor set. That's a minimum.
Oh wow,
You know what I mean? So
interesting.
now the people out there are who makes the market price, right? So boom, price is set, and you start to realize, okay, so the minimum for a legendary that someone is immediately willing to pay is about $4,000, give or take, right? So you start to think like, okay, maybe an epic is okay, actually. So I think that'll be all right when you look at it from like monetary perspective, and then you think about that you're going to need three. So can you repeat another epic? Right?
mm,
Like, what can I step up the next time with a different perspective and game plan, and maybe compete for a legendary, but a little bit smarter. You know what I
mm.
mean? Or do we team up with some people and push
We got
somebody
three
forward?
shots.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of different gameplay. So, Tamu, what are you going to do with your forges, kind of as the next 3 days unwind? What are you aiming to accomplish before season one's over?
So I actually have. I need advice and guidance. I'm in a kind of kerfuckle. The problem that I'm having is I have these portals. I have all three of these portals ready to go to get upgraded. I just don't know when to do it. These are long portals, right? To go to level 8, it's what? How long, Nana? Like what? 24 hours or some crazy?
To a level 8? No, but
Yeah.
it'll it'll
So I
it'll be up there, but I don't think
It's
it'll
like
be
11.
24.
It's 11 or 23.
so my
23
problem
is
is
8 to 9
Yeah, so then that's 11.
or
okay,
22
cool. So
hours.
this is actually manageable. So I can be able to get these updated and still have votes. As for my other one over
If you
here that has
start shortly after, like what I would do is like get enough energy to maybe knock out your first votes right after the reset.
okay,
Re- Figure out a time where you can like regain your energy and then like get the portals upgraded. Or like the last thing you want to do at the end of the night is like make sure you max out all your votes,
uh-huh.
generate that energy, then upgrade your portal. And then by the next morning, it resets, your portal starts to finish, and then you can still regenerate enough energy and get your votes out by the end of the night.
Okay, cool. So that's actually what I was curious about, especially for this Portal 9 upgrade. I just didn't know if I would be missing out on a day of votes. Like how
Yeah,
much energy, like I can
you
only have
will.
a max of 1. Oh, I will? Oh, so it is a
You'll
thing.
Here's
Okay.
the thing. It's going to cost what, 1.8,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
1.6 to upgrade, and I literally have like 1.6
Right.
of capacity.
So it's going to upgrade with 0 energy being generated that entire time for 22
Right.
hours.
Right.
Then and if you time it exactly right, you'll have 2 hours you have that 2-hour window. So I think it depends when you start that upgrade, because you want it to cross over from productivity time from the day previous, have it eat into the previous day. So if you can get out all your votes in one single day, like as quickly as possible, then get that upgrade going, you're minimizing how much time it's going to take away from that second day. So
now one of the other things too, realistically, is those long builds overnight. I don't know if it's just you, myself, or what, but ever since the last maintenance, I get errors every night. So for the last
I've been good.
for
So
the no, I'm
thankfully.
2 different computers. I have an iMac and a laptop currently running two different, constantly, both waking up to, authentication errors every single day for the last 5 days. And
Yeah.
I've done all the things, clear the cache and everything. So it's one of those things too where people have started to change how they do that, because now for me, I want to see the build for the longer one, because I want to make sure the computer doesn't do that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
it really depends on how you have your time scheduled and available to you, because if you do a long vote too, you may just have to sacrifice some votes for that one. Go, well, I need the votes, I need the energy more
Right.
than I need those 2 votes today, or whatever it
Right.
may be.
And then
Yeah.
it also adds votes, right? Like if once I upgrade this, I can be able to vote my 1.8 that I haven't been able to get. So it's like,
Exactly.
where am I? I have to sacrifice a little bit, but then again, I get another vote, so that's a win, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. And like a lot of this too. This is where for me, I found it to be valuable to just throw in some ape coin at it and purchase enough
Real
gears
talk.
to where I was like, you know what? I actually see the value in like speeding this up for 1500 gears, and then being able to start working on the next thing, generating energy, getting votes in, things like that. So that's another consideration, for these longer portal upgrades when you start upgrading from like 8 to 9, 9 to 10, and they have these ridiculous times, because after like 2.5 hours, it's all 1500
Right.
gears to
Yeah,
speed
that's
up
awesome.
that portal. So for me, there was like just contrasting it, like, hey, I remember it saying 1500 gears to speed up a 2.5 hour portal, and it costs 1500 gears to clear this 22 hour portal. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to use some ape coin, throw some gears at that, and then was able to save a lot of time, still get votes in, still be in contention for getting myself an epic.
So for me, I built a budget for this game for each season. I allotted an amount of ape coin. I've already gone through half of it. I
Good
have to
stuff.
like. What I have found is as you play this game, the tiles get longer and longer as well. So like I've just landed like a level 18, which is like 5 hours, and I'm like, oh my god, shit, and it kind of stalls the whole process, right? It's like, damn, like I can't do nothing, and I've made the mistake where I've gone into like a portal or a tile upgrade and I have no energy. And now I'm like, fuck, I just went into like 7 hours of this tile upgrade and I can't even show love to my homies. So do you guys foresee yourself using some of those gears and some of your ape coin towards like tiles when we get like longer down the road, like 4 or 5 weeks from now? Do I have to like reassess this budget of mine that I have? Like,
maybe.
I
I
hope
mean,
not.
maybe. Yeah, I think it, it's certainly a part of it, right? Like they're coming up with ways where it would make sense for people to be like, yo, I would actually pay for this. But for me, I think I might allocate some gears toward some of the tiles when I start building up to 90, and those tiles that are like 80 to 90, those are going to be, I believe, like 1.9 million energy each, with like 22, 24-hour times.
God damn.
So I'm considering that, but that's where I'm taking two different approaches, right? Like this one, I might need to budget some ApeCoin to do that, because I'm going to go for 90 tiles on this. And
Nice.
even on this one right here, this is tile number, like 63. And look at the build time. It's 4 hours, 53 minutes. And this has been going on at least since the beginning of this stream. So they're just going to get, they're going to get longer. And this is number 63. So wait till I get to like 80, 88, 89, 90.
Right, exactly.
And at that point, like, it's going to be the same price to speed it up. It's still going to be 1,500 gears.
Right.
Now, the way I see it too is, this was originally given to Bored Ape and Mutant Ape holders, and a lot of Bored Apes and Mutant Apes may have taken advantage into like ApeCoin staking. So any rewards I'm getting from that, I don't mind throwing it in to the game.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm using. That's what I'm doing.
Versus coming out of my own pocket, to just be like, oh shoot, I need to throw some fiat at this. Like, that's a whole nother kind of perspective that I would be like, oh yeah, you know what? If in that case, like, there's no way I'd be able to afford to continue to purchase gears.
Totally. Right. So do we think that as we go into this rift, the amount of amps that we have, like if it's a legendary, an epic, or a rare, that's going to alter the look of our heavy? Is that kind of the thought that you guys got?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You think so, cool. Jason?
I think it'll. I think it'll make not the look of our heavy particularly, but like the weapon sets or whatever. Ooh. We select and put
like
it
the attributes.
Yeah, the attributes, right? Like they're gonna all have a basic form, I would imagine, but then the add-ons will all be, that's the variants, right? Like those are the things that they'll be able to layer on to the kind of base item that's already there. I'm thinking, I don't know, because if you have to imagine that we need 3 amps, that means we need 3 components attached to our heavy to get to that next build. Mm-hmm. Based on that graphic that we saw earlier, like I'm really immediately thinking like it's got to be weapon, it's got to be a flying source, and it's got to be like an energy something else. So I don't know. That's where my mind goes immediately, but I hope it gets easier.
To me, I can appreciate already the collection that they have as an NFT collection, and they
totally. Yes.
But the fact that there's like so many cool traits with 8 different classes, and you go through these classes and you look at the traits and you see like in the dynamic, class, you probably have some, really great traits that you're a fan of. Same with Bio, same with Celestial, same with Reaver and Hollow and, Glitch, etc. But once you get into kind of like Evo 2, then there's all sorts of ways that this could change. And then Evo 3. And then if you start thinking about the rarity of the amp that you're associating with parts of your heavy, that could become like even more interesting if there are variants within certain traits. Like to your point, Tamu, like if the weapon system would look different. For it's like I have these crackle blasters or whatever they're called, but what does an Evo 2 crackle blaster look like if it's an epic versus a common?
Right.
Like that just tells me like whether they include that visual difference or not, or if it's just more on like a power level or specific like power attributes for
that could be it
attack.
Yeah.
Like it could be more so of like the game metadata that's associated with the weapon system, which
Okay.
no doubt in my mind, I think will be part of it. So as far as the visual aspect of it, just makes me think about how complex this collection can be and already is.
Totally. And that's actually why I got my glitch has film camera, like 35 millimeter weapons on it.
Oh,
And
really?
I'm a filmmaker. And so I was like, why would they do 35 millimeter guns like weapons? I was like, I need that shit.
Yo,
So
let
I
me
was
see
like,
it. Let me see yours.
let's see it. And I gotta tell you, if I have to pay 2 ETH to see what these oh my guy's in the portal. But
Here, press F or something, you know?
is it F? Let's see. I don't know if you can see that guy.
Here, let me visit your shit. What's your
24933. So I specifically got my guy because of the film cameras. I love filming. I'm a filmmaker. I love it. And I just want to see it. That's why I'm asking. It's like, do I need to buy a legendary amp to see like what these cameras look like?
Oh, this guy right here?
Yeah, I want to see this film camera. I want to see this get exploded. Like, what is my weapon?
Oh,
is it like shooting scenes?
I didn't
So I've
even
even
see
thought
these reels right here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I thought, like, am I like, if I don't like someone, do I send them like a horror scene and it like zaps them out? And like, if I really like someone, do I send them like a romantic scene where it's like, oh, let's kick it, let's hang out? Like, I don't know. I have no idea what these guns are.
That's a trip, man. Well,
Here
there's
are,
so
dude.
many different styles in this game.
You got some cool stuff going on. First of all, the glitch looks really cool. Like
I love
Vicky,
the glitch look.
Vicky has a glitch as well, and I'm in love with her forge and just how it looks. You know, this kind of like green with the light yellow, greenish water, whatever that is, looks really good. And then this like kind of checkerboard grid with that yellow looks really nice. I just feel like aesthetically the glitch ones look really, really good. And they're fun traits. And so I really, really like that. You're gonna get my upvote, man. I feel you have definitely been grinding. You deserve it. And I just like how you are really having fun. You're constantly testing because you know you've said it to me.
All of that late. I connected all of that like the first day. I was like, oh, it's like connect the portals, right? Like that's how you play this game, right? Everything. That was not the game.
Well, you've constantly challenged the fact that like, hey, there has to be some sort of incentive for design.
Okay, can I tell you guys something? I have, and this could be completely off the wall, but for some reason, I thought last night, could we be setting ourselves up for our deeds? Like, there's no way I'm going to put so much time into like beautifying this forge, and then it's going to go away after 7 weeks. I can't accept my Lambos are just going to disappear. Like, but I want my Lambos on my deed.
I think no, because these aren't the same.
Okay.
Like just because this is a Bored Ape extension and the other side was the other side, like there might be aspects of it that end up in the other side, and I think that is the heavy, like the specific, right? But I think this is just kind of like a level that we're having fun with. That you know there'll be a purpose, there'll be a very specific purpose for it in Evo 2. I'm guessing in Evo 3, but like that's the thing we get to take to the other side is the heavy, not the world we're building. I'm guessing
not this forge.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
the forge, exactly.
I think we can look forward to a few things. One, like apparently after season 3, there's going to be a dungeon crawler mode, and then what I anticipate from a dungeon crawler mode is the actual dungeon is through the rift. So whatever that might look like, whether it's I can't really imagine it being another forge. Like it's going to be some other kind of like world that we get to explore, and there's going to be dangers, there's going to be treasures, and we have a limited amount of time to go explore that, fight whoever we need to fight, etc. I also think that there's going to be heavy metal arena where it's a PvP battle, And I think we found a few different kind of artifacts in different places, such as sounds from the Rift, where you got Jeff at his computer and playing lo-fi music, and you see Heavy Metal Arena in the background. The most recent Ape Fest artwork in Hong Kong has a arena arcade right next to. They have like a Dookie Dash arcade, the Apes versus Mutants arcade, Toad Mode, and then they have arena, and it says Out of Order. So I think this arena is coming up, and we're going to be fighting each other. So that's a whole nother meta. You know what I'm saying? So how does the Forge play into that? And for me, I think it would be more around like your cooldown times. So
okay.
like, hey, you're not able to fight until you gain enough energy to go to battle for another one, right? Instead of votes, I want to be able to go into a fight and earn that way by fighting another heavy. And perhaps there are perks based on the objects, you know? So maybe if you have certain objects, you can maybe earn energy faster, or I don't know. There could be some sort of incentive to have objects and even maybe specific tiles built to where that, you know, it would actually incentivize you to have like, oh, you know, this red soil tile with these particular objects will unlock X.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
that's awesome. I never thought about that. I always thought the objects was more for, you know, decoration. Like, how do you want your garage to look and vibe like, you know? At some point, I started getting like I got a lot of video cameras. I like video cameras. So I got like all of the video cameras. And I thought, oh, maybe like the next season they won't have them. So I'll be able to trade. Like, here, I'll give you a video camera. You give me some flowers or something, you know? I didn't know if that was a thing, but I like the idea that objects can somehow help you with energy to take over into the dungeon crawler. That's cool.
I wouldn't say take over with you, like Guchita had said. I would just say for you to regain your energy somehow. You know,
gotcha.
Like you know, we have like a cooldown period. So even like putting up a tile, it's like a cooldown period before you can put up another tile. And that cooldown period just continues to increase. Well, if I'm going to battle, let's just say against Jason, you know, we both use up our energy in that battle, may earn rewards, you know, but how soon would I be able to enter into another arena battle?
Gotcha.
You know, and that's where your Forge may very well be part of how quickly you can re-energize. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that's, you know, the half the fun of this is we definitely get to form our speculations of where we think it could go, because we play this game so much and we spend so much time in between going, what are these aesthetics for? Because for someone like myself, I have no aesthetics. I have, you know, like there's a minimal play there.
That looks good.
Yeah, it'll get there, but it's just to say the point of like, we don't know which meta is the correct meta. It's what are we trying to get out of it, you know? And so, you know, the voting thing, that's its own beast in a different game in a sense. But for building out, if you're playing just for building out, I know many apes and many holders of these who are like, I don't care about the voting. I just do the ones that I need to do for what I need, and that's that, you know, and they're happy with what they're going to get, and they're more concerned on building out this game. So is there a wrong way to play a game? Depends according to the rules. Maybe. But with this game, we don't know actually what's the best strategy until, you know, end of season 1, I'm imagining. So
it's true.
Let's start to take the time to thank you for hanging out, man, and wind down day 19 of our live gameplay. A lot of gems today, actually. This was a pretty insightful one. Let's jump over to you real quick. What are you working on the rest of the night for your Forge?
Okay, so based off this conversation, I am going to wipe out my energy to do votes. did an hour and a half on this tile upgrade, but I really got to update these portals. I have all of these portals ready to go. I just got to find that right time to update them. Based off what you guys said, this is only at 11 hours, so I'll be able to do this and still have votes till. So I got to really work out a system and like really time out like when all of my portals will be updated, when I can get the energy to vote for everyone. So that's kind of really my goal this today is finish
like
up when to update portals and time it all out.
I like that. I do believe it's a game of systems, you know what I mean? So
Totally.
keep that up. See if you can knock out those energy votes. See if like, hey, after you knock out as many energy votes as you can, figure out if I was to even regenerate all of my energy at the current capacity, would I still have votes left over? And if that's the case, see if you can revisit later that day, knock out those extra votes until you get to a place where, okay, even now it's at 1.8 million for the next vote or 1.3, whatever it might be. If your capacity can't even reach there, then you're maxed out of votes that day. Time to upgrade some portals. You know what I mean? So hopefully by
that's
the
what's happening to me.
end of the day and then the night, like you're able to just knock your votes out, make sure you're maxed out of your votes, and then see if you can regenerate enough energy. Get those heavy invites. Don't forget to invite your other heavies if you have them. Regenerate that energy and then knock out that portal by the end of the night.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. Sean, what are you working on with all yours for the end of the night? Because now it becomes a balancing act on a lot of different scales. What is your game plan for tonight?
For a lot of the ones that I've been energy farming and delegated to, I just recently activated this portal, so I'm in the midst of breaking down the 30 so that I can have just a minimum amount of tiles left to upgrade. So I'm going to keep racking these tile upgrades up to 12, upgrade these 2 portals as many times as I could on all of these. Some of them are a little further than others. Some were already connected to 2 portals. So it's just been a way longer challenge in game. But for the 3 heavies that are personally mine, energy farm with this one. I got to break down all of these, so that's going to be fun. This is a slow and steady build. So I'm going to just build this up to 90 tiles after activating 30 or 60. See if I can just, get these upgraded over time, slow and steady. And then this one, I just broke down all of those other 60 tiles to a minimum, and except my primo tiles that I put here. And then just keep upgrading this 3rd portal and see how much energy I can rack up. So I'm at 3.1 million now.
Damn, that's nice. Well, for myself,
awesome.
I feel like I'm in catch up still. Like I honestly, I don't know how, but on day 19, I still feel like I have done so little, and I've been playing this game nonstop. Like these tiles all just hit level 17, so I'll be able to upgrade both of those. But it's gonna take, each one is about 24 hours.
Is that
These are both level 8 tiles.
Oh, level 8 to 9 portal upgrades. Yeah, those are going to take a long time for sure.
So each one of those will be about 24 hours, right? So there's only 2 days and 18 hours left for the game. So now it becomes like, how do I balance my votes? How much time will it regenerate the energy to build that portal? So I think, maybe knock out all those votes for that one that I can all the way up to 1 million, or I think is the highest I'll be able to go because I don't have 1.8 million yet. Then do a portal and then figure out another thing tomorrow for that, and it's going to be like that with all of my heavies now, is figuring out how much can I take out of it with the vote right now, and how do I time it so that I'll have another vote tomorrow? Because I think some people are going to end up on the last day kind of not anticipating it's the last day, and I'm hoping that they kind of don't have the right voting capacity. So because it's going to be a balance, right? So like you want to for me right now, what I'm doing is making sure that by the time the game ends, I have voting power on the last day.
Okay, wait,
Okay.
hold up, bro.
Interesting.
Is that second portal not even activated?
No, bro, because this was my very first one, so I built
All right,
all the way
so
up. So
so
I did
instead
that.
of activating that 8 to 9, you can use your time wisely right now by activating this portal,
Yeah, but
right?
that's I'd have to build the from 15 to 60 tiles, you
Oh,
know.
you already broke your shit down.
Yeah, that's a lot. So
Okay. And then
and
what
these are all
about that
level
other portal?
17. They're both at the same exact place.
Oh, then just build out 30 tiles and just start working on activating portal number 2.
No, I have
That
two portal. Oh, you mean this?
yeah.
I'd rather just get these higher for. Oh, I
Okay.
see what you're saying. This would that if I did that, that would give me
You'll have time to
yeah
vote and
time.
still be able
Yeah, I agree.
to
Yeah,
level
yeah.
up your energy.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. It's gonna be a lot of that. I'll be doing it in Discord with everybody, so come watch me figure it
Yeah,
out. No, and if you guys haven't joined our Discord, otherspace .fm is our website. Go all the way to the bottom, and our Discord links there. I think we just went over like 800 plus members in the Discord, so
Yeah.
constantly growing.
woo-hoo. Good
Community
job.
is hell yeah, bro. Thank you. And thank you for being part of it with us, because I know you've
Yes,
popped in there in the Discord and the VC voice chat in the morning, and we're doing last minute votes in there, and it's fun, man. There's a different energy. But
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, thank you guys so much. I love the award show. Happy anniversary. That was awesome fucking show that you guys put on. Way to
Thank
give back to the community. Seriously, you guys should be getting the awards. You guys are a
Nah, dude.
testament to us and keeping us level-headed through all of this. Thank you so much.
that's truly appreciated. That was super fun. I'm glad people showed up and had fun as well. And Sean, this is 1 year and a day. So here's to the next year, guys.
Yes, sir. Dude,
Appreciate everyone.
everyone have fun while you're doing this. It's a last stretch, so do what you can. If you want like new perspectives, just like we're giving over here, this is like a small sample of what we do every day in the Discord. So let's keep the conversation going. We'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for tuning in today. Appreciate everyone that showed up.
Later, guys.
Much love.